sorry. Okay, starting it over. Calling an order at 7 p.m. Any public comments?
I have one item. I'd like to welcome Tina, our new board member, and so I thought it might be a good idea if everybody just went around and introduced themselves. And you know me, I'm Jorge. I'm the director of Parks Department. I've been doing that for about 18 and a half years. Been on this board for about that same amount of time. So maybe let's start down here and we'll just work our way down.
I'm Amber. Hi, Tina. We know each other. I guess I'm the representative of the school board.
Bob Frankie. I've been with the board for how long? A long time.
My name is Ava Case. I've been on the board, I don't know how long I've been on the board, but Tina worked for me, so she knows me very well.
As I told you, I'm Chris Hadley. I've been on the board as of May. It was 25 years. I got on to meet people, and I have the big S for sucker on me still. No. But welcome. We really appreciate you being here, so thank you very much.
Matt Hyde, and I'm a county commissioner, representative on the board, and I've been on since January, so I'm pretty new to only have one of these meetings. So
I'm Jeff Weed. I'm with the Churchill County District Attorney's Office.
And I am Lana. I'm the secretary of the board and Jorge's administrative assistant. And I've been the secretary of the board for 4 years now. So welcome.
Any other public comments? Verification of posting of agenda.
Agenda posted per NRS.
Okay. Consideration and possible action. Approval of agenda as submitted or revised. If I could please have a vote.
I make a motion that we approve the agenda as submitted or revised.
Is there a second?
second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Aye.
Okay. Consideration and possible action regarding approval of minutes of the meeting held on, let's see here, February 4th, 2025.
I move for approval of the meeting minutes from February 4th, 2025 meeting.
Is there a second? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay, moving on to new business. Consideration and possible action regarding the change of the meeting time of the Parks and Recreation Commission to begin at 6 p.m. versus our 7 p.m., but still keeping it the first Tuesday of every month if needed.
I think it's a fabulous idea.
Yeah, this was something that you put on the board, right?
Yes,
So
I
go ahead
just,
and
it was
discuss on
something, yeah, it was just something that we had done years ago. And I was just contemplating, I think we changed it originally because of people's work schedules, family schedules. It's not to be a burden, so if you guys don't like it, but I know in the evenings and the winters, it would be nicer to be come in and out of here a little bit better for our families and just ourselves personally and safety.
This is Ava. I agree with that, having it at 6.
Okay, is there any motions or other comments?
This is Ava Case. I make a motion that we change the Park and Rec meetings from 7 o'clock to 6 o'clock.
Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Beautiful. You guys are amazing. We'll let Gary get settled for a second. Let him get settled. So Gary, we just passed that we're going to change the meetings to 6 p.m. Thank you. Remember we used to do it years ago. Oh, that's why. You thought it already started. See, you knew. We'll wait until he gets set up and roll it on. All right, moving right along, committee and department reports. Parks, I'll let you go ahead and go over all that, Jorge.
Okay. Just items that we've had. We've been trying to be a little bit more thorough and list the, the things that I'm going to talk about. And so we had a youth soccer camp this last week. It looked like they had quite a good turnout from AY. So as far as recreation, we're still running the Some Fun program, and we have, like I said, 150 kids registered with 100 to 110 kids participating daily. That's up from last year. We're currently running 2 buses when we go out of town to take everybody, and we have a mountain of staff as well to be able to handle the amount of kids. As you know, we opened the 3rd pod this last year, and so that's been great because we were running out of space. So and we were able to, of course, secure a little bit better playground equipment, and then also the shade cover that Rotary helped us pay for was all up and functional. So it's nice for the kids. That way they can have a spot they can have their lunch, or if they're going to be doing some arts and crafts stuff, they can sit outside and do it, and it's not in the sun. We also have the parade coming up, actually on the 4th, which is this Friday. So if you don't have your parade float in, I don't think you're out of luck now, but you could probably still figure out something. So we also have a tennis camp that's coming up. We were able to secure some funding from Rotary as well for that, and also the upcoming No Hill 100. They're one of the sponsors. We just went to their lunch today, and they passed the hat around, and at the time it was around $1,000, and they're still going to ask some of their members, so it may be even more by the time they're done checking with everybody. As far as the SNPLMA project, we're still going through the process of receiving notice to proceed. And as soon as we do that, then we can start the design process, which will take probably about a year. Is designing both projects. As you know, the 2 projects, one's out at the 3C event complex. That one is being held up a little bit because we have an old easement that runs through the property, and so SNPLMA really wants us to make sure that it's been abandoned. So it's an easement that was through BOR, and they're already said we don't want nothing to do with it, and have offered to sign us a letter saying that we can go ahead and move forward, but we still are going through the whole process of abandoning the easement, and SNPLMA won't move forward until we have all that paperwork figured out. So that one's getting held up a little bit, but everything else seems to be running smooth. We're figuring probably in the next at least 3 months, 3 to 6 months, that we should be able to start to move forward with a notice of to proceed, so that we can start doing the design phase on that. And if you remember, that's like $32 million worth of work. So they give us 4 or 5 years to be able to complete that. And like I said, it's going to be an ongoing project that'll probably take us 2 to 3 years to complete entirely. And then the next round will be opening up at April of 2026. So we'll be putting together some projects for that. Traditionally, you can put in for 3 projects. I'm not sure yet if we're going to put all 3 projects or if we're going to do one large project. So we'll be working as a committee and also with the Board of County Commissioners to decide what that's going to be. We have quite a few ideas. As far as the 3C event complex, these are some past events. We had the bull sale, we had the show and sale with 4-H, high school rodeo for Fallon and also for Spanish Springs. And at the same time, during the Fallon rodeo, we also had the Battleborn Bronx, which they moved to a Saturday on the weekend, and seemed to be a boost in the arm for their event. We also had the powwow, caps. Of course, we also had our pro rodeo, which I think many of you have either attended or helped. And so it was a big success for the first year. And we have Bucking Bash this last weekend, which also continues to be a success as a DeGoyer show. It was really well attended on the weekend. And upcoming events, we have the Fastest Gun Alive, which is coming in 2 weeks. And as you know, that one's been one of our larger events. It's a week long. It's the quick draw event. It used to be in October. Now it is now in July. And that was their hope, to be able to attract more young shooters as kids are in summer break. And then we're going to be hosting another large event, probably over 300 to 400 horses on the grounds, and that'll be the Road to Fallon's Cutting. And so we're real excited about that. We'll have 4 to 6 cutting arenas set up, and it should be a week-long event. It should be a pretty big impact for the community as far as economic. As far as aquatics, I may have mentioned that we installed a new ADA lift. So that was a project that needed to be done. And then we're doing our summer schedule and our summer programming. And that's all I have for updates.
Jorge, did I miss something on leadership change?
Oh, yes. And so, Jim Barbie retired. And so Chris Spross is now the new county manager. And so I think today was Jim's official last day. And then Chris will be starting on Monday in the actual capacity as county manager. He was the assistant county manager. So yeah, I missed that one. Thank you for reminding me.
You good? Okay, moving right along. We're going to set the next Parks and Recreation Committee meeting. If needed, it would be August 5th, 2025 at 6 p.m. Sound good? And you'll let us know if for sure we need it, or are you thinking we're going to need it? Just a heads up.
Right now, I'm not foreseeing it, but if something does come up, we will.
Okay, perfect. Okay, and again, it'll be at the 6 p.m. and you'll have that all adjusted on our agendas. And then any more public comments? I just want to say one thing really quick. One of the events that happened at 3C was in May, and it was for a fundraiser for my school for Agape. And unfortunately, we got rained out for the car show, so we personally did not make a ton of money. But the group that piggybacked off of us, there was a lot of misconceptions through the community. They came in and they're taking all this money, and they didn't take one bit of money from anybody. But they spent a lot of money in our community, so I was really pleased. They had over 13 hotel rooms in town. They ate out every meal except one meal that I provided for 20 plus people I cooked for. And they spent a lot of money. They bought wood at Carla's and some metal to make a backdrop to help cover up the ring that was left from the night of fights from Friday night. We both bought tables, our school and them bought $800 each tables. So they spent a lot of money in the community, so it was really positive. We had 800 to 1,000 people all 3 nights and days. Unfortunately, Jesse told me that the numbers were off a little bit because the AI system doesn't cover us for duplicates. And like I was there every night, every day kind of thing. So, but we were pretty accurate on our own head count. So I was really excited. And I cannot tell you as Parks and Rec Chair how my heart was so warm, all the comments I could hear people talking about how beautiful our building was. So down to even the bathroom smelling good. So sounds silly, but I think that's just super positive I want to share with y'all. Any other public comments? Okay, we're going to go ahead and adjourn at 7:13.